Guys, welcome to Know How To, and this is our next video of Angular series. And in this video we'll discuss the file structure of the Angular CLI configuration file. Okay, so if we go to our Visual Studio Code and we'll see the project that we had created in our last video. So this is the project that we had created recently. Okay, and if you remember, so after running this command, which is ngserve open, it has successfully executed this project and opened in the browser. So, and it will open it in the default port of my browser, which is 4200. Okay, and the same thing will happen into your case as well. So this is the Angular application that has been generated with the ng new project command, okay, in Angular CLI. And in our further videos we'll discuss from where all these things are coming. Okay, so the task of this video is to understand the Angular CLI file. Okay, so one point that I want to mention is, if you are running Angular and higher version, then the name of this file is angular.jsn, which is over here. And if you are running the Angular version below 6, then the file of this command is angular-cli.jsn. This is the name of this this is the name of this file when you are running Angular version lesser than 6. Okay, so one thing that I want to mention over here is whatever files you are going to create in this project, like the components, pipes, modules, okay, services, all those files will come under this source folder. Okay, all the application related files will come under this source folder inside your app folder. Okay, for example, when I had created this project, then these app component.ts files, these are the default files that got generated, and these came up and settled down into this app folder. Okay, and the all the building, deployment and configuration related files of this project comes outside this source folder. Okay, so if someone is talking about any configuration file, then it will come and will settle down outside this source folder into your main directory basically. Okay, so all these are the configuration files of this application which are going to be needed for maintaining, documenting, testing, as well as building the application. Okay, as well as deploying the Angular application also. Okay, so we'll talk about all these files in more detail, much more detail into our next video. So in today's video we'll discuss only about this Angular JSN file. Okay, this is the main target for this video. So in this video and in this file, if we see, so inside projects, okay, this is the name of your project, Angular demo. So if you remember, when we had entered the ng new project name, okay, that was the command that we had executed into in our terminal, and that resulted into creating this application. So the project name that you had described over there in that command is the name of this project which comes over here. Okay, and one more thing, if you are seeing the angular-cli.jsn file, then the file structure is different. Okay, the JSN file has been modified into Angular JSN file also. Okay, so both are different. So as of now we are talking about Angular JSN file only. So this is the folder structure, file structure basically. Okay, so this is the name of the file. Okay, and this is the source root of your project. So source root talk about the root directory of your project. So inside source you will get all the application related files. So this is the source root. So there is one more question that comes, whether we can change this source root or not, and if we can, then how to change this source root, okay, while creating a new Angular application. Okay, so note it down and try to answer this question into the comment section of the video. Okay, and This is the prefix. Okay, this is the default prefix which gets generated while creating a new application. The name of the prefix is app. If you see, if you go to the source folder and inside app, so this is the default folder that came up with this file, okay, this project. And if you see, these are the prefixes that are being used inside all the files. For example, app.component.css, app.component.ts. so this is the default prefix. Okay, so my question is, can we change this prefix while generating a new application, and how to change it? Okay, again, comment in the video set. Okay, and so this is the architecture of this application. All this JSON data is going to be used while building the application. Okay, this is the output path, where when you are going to build the application, in this path there will be a folder name as dist will come while building your application, and inside that dist folder there will be Angular demo folder. And after building the application, some of the files will get generated, and those files will come and settle down into this dist folder. Okay, so this is basically your output directory of the build. Okay, index, this is the name of the index file. If you hover on it, no, then also it will tell you, it is telling me the path of a file to use for the application's HTML index. Okay, so this is the index.html file. If you want to see this file, then you have to go to into source folder, and here you can see this index.html file. So this is the main index.html file, where you will get the link for all other JS files. Coming back to angular.jsn file, so here uh, main, this is the name of the main entry point of the file. So for example, in while writing the code in C# or Java, there was this uh, main method was there into that code. Okay, when we were running in that application, then that was the main entry point of that project. Okay, so over here in Angular, there is again a file which is the main entry point of the application, that is known as main.ts. Okay, this is the name of the polyfills file. And what are polyfills? So the Angular is a recent framework, so it has been built upon the latest standard of the web development. Okay, so it is very hard to, and there are n number of browsers available. Some of them are very old, some of them are new. So it is very hard to uh, execute the complete application into the older browsers. Okay, so to communicate all the changes of the new browser to the old browser, polyfills files has been used. So basically it is a type of JavaScript code that tells to the older browser that how your application is going to behave. Okay, to support the older browsers basically. So we are going to use polyfills. Okay, so there are these files also, polyfills files. So we'll discuss about these into our next video. And next one is tsconfig file. So this is your main TypeScript configuration file. Okay, anything so as I had already said, that our Angular 2 and higher version of Angular has been built upon TypeScript instead of JavaScript. So that TypeScript configuration file comes under this folder, that is tsconfig. Okay, and all those changes related with TypeScript comes into this file. This is EOT. EOT is ahead of time compilation. So there are two types of compilations available. One is ahead of time compilation and another is JIT, just in time compilation. We'll discuss about all these two compilations in our further videos. So by default, when you are building an application, at that time the ahead of time compilation is false. Okay, you can change it while building your application, and you can make it as true also. We'll see it in our further videos. So this is the assets. These are the assets basically of your application, list of static application assets. So by default there are two files into assets folder. One is your assets, where you will see your images and other fonts related files, and another is your favorite icon. So if you remember, when you are going to run your application, then here you will get one icon. For example, in this Angular demo, you are seeing this A symbol over here. So this is your favorite icon of the application. Okay, you can change it. So if you are going to open any uh, website, for example for Netflix, this is their favorite icon. For Prime Video, this is their favorite icon. For WhatsApp, this is their favorite icon. So these are the favorite icon of your of the application, okay, which comes under assets folder. This is the styles path, okay, which your application is going to use. So if you remember, when we were creating a new application with the help of ng-new Angular demo command, at that time it has asked that which kind of style you want to add in your application, and I had selected CSS files. So there were options to select SAS or SCSS files also, so you can select those options over there. So accordingly, the Angular CLI JSON file will get changed, or angular.jsn file will get changed, okay. So whatever properties, key value pairs we are seeing into this file, we can change all these properties into uh, via commands which are going to used while creating your application, okay. Apart from that, if you go to configurations and if you come to production, so these are the configurations which are going to be used when you are going to get or create a build for production environment, okay. So for example, file replacements, you will see replace environment.ts to with environment.prod.ts, okay. We'll see what is environment file, and while building the build for production environment, this file will get replaced with environment.prod.ts file, okay. Output hashing, so recently we were facing a problem, like whenever we were building and deploying our application into production environment, then the cache of browsers were not getting replaced, okay. Those were not getting refreshed. So at that time we had used this output hashing option. So by default, whenever you are going to generate a new application, then this output hashing option will come into production environment under production configuration, and the value of this output hashing will come as all, okay. So define the output file name cache busting hashing mode. So whenever we are going to build the project for production environment, at that time there will be a hashing code will get generated. So for example, this is a normal build command that I had used, ng-serve command, and we can see that here main.js file has been generated, okay. So whenever we are going to build our project for the prod environment, in that case main dot some hash code will come and then .js, okay. So it will help us to refresh our cache automatically in client's browser. We'll discuss about this in much more detail in our further video, okay. What is this all, the value of the output hashing key, okay. We'll discuss all these things and how to clear browser cache automatically in client's browser by default, okay. We'll see all these things, okay. Apart from that, this is the source map. In production environment, source map files will not get generated, and whenever you are building the application locally, at that time source map files will get generated. We'll see what are source map files also, okay. Extract CSS, this is also one of the option which which is true in case of production environment, but it is false in case of local environment. We'll see what it is. So basically, if just want to give you an idea, so whenever we are going to build our project for production environment, at that time JavaScript and CSS files will come as separately. So this is that option, extract CSS. Okay, so we'll discuss about it in much more detail. And again, if you see over here, by default the AOT was as false ahead of time compilation, but in production environment it comes as true. Okay, and vendor chunk, so there are a number of chunks that will get generated while creating or while building your application. For example, if you see into my terminal, you can see that there are 5 files that got generated. So out of which this there is one file vendor.js. So this is that chunk that we are talking about. So we can get one idea that in production environment we will not get this vendor chunk. Okay, this is by default false in production environment, but in our local environment we'll get this chunk. Okay, vendor.js. So we'll discuss about it, what is vendor.js. Just to give you an idea about vendor chunk, so it is consists of Angular files. Okay, Angular framework files, which is almost the size of which is almost half of our completely build files. Okay, so it will make your system too much slow. So that's why for optimization, this file should not get generated into production environments. That's why we are making the option as false. Okay, we'll discuss about it in much more detail in our further videos. Apart from that, this is the serve configuration. So whenever we are going to use serve command, ng serve command, then these are the configurations that are going to be used. Okay, so for example, if you see over here in builder, dev server is going to be used. Okay, build Angular in dev server. If you see in production, here the builder was build Angular browser. Okay, so we'll see what is the difference between them. So whenever we are going to run the ng serve command, at that time our dev server is going to be used. Okay, and that's why because of this option the application will get open into our default browser port, that is localhost 4200. Okay, and apart from that, these are the configurations that are going to be used. Okay, so test all the test related configurations are defined over here. Okay, so there are a number of tests that we are going to use. For example, karma test is there, protector.jsn is there. So all unit testing, end-to-end testing related code will come over here. Okay, lint, what is linting? So Angular, new versions of Angular comes with a linting tool as well. So linting is basically a configuration file which is Angular lint.ts. Okay, this is a configuration file for your TypeScript linting. So suppose if you are making any mistake for to write code in TypeScript, then those mistakes will get caught, and the process is being done by linting files. Okay, so we'll talk about linting also in much more detail. These are the configuration which are going to be used for our end-to-end unit testing. Okay, so these are defined over here, and the default project is Angular demo, which is the name of the project that we had defined while creating this project. Okay, so this was all about our angular.jsn file. Again, one more thing, if you are running Angular 6 or higher version of Angular 6, then the name of the file is angular.jsn, and if you are running below Angular 6, then the name of the file is angular-cli.jsn. Okay, and next we'll discuss about the interview questions. Okay, this is our interview section, and if you are okay with the video, I mean if you already aware of all these concepts, then you can directly come upon interview section and you can check the questions that I had placed over here. So the first question is, what is the use of Angular CLI file? So as we had already discussed, that Angular CLI file is going to be used while generating your components, while generating your services or modules. Apart from that, this file, the configurations of this file is going to be used while building and deploying your application as well. Okay, So this is the most general question which is being asked into interviews. What are Angular CLI.jsn and Angular.jsn files, and what are the difference between them? So I had already told you about this one. What are the assets which gets generated when building the Angular applications? So it consists of two things. One is your asset folder, for example, your images and fonts files, and the other one is favorite icon, which will so these are two files that we have to copy while generating or creating our build. Okay, what is the main entry point of an Angular application? So this is the main.ts file. Okay, that is the main entry point of our Angular application. What are polyfills files? I had already explained. Okay, this is the question that has been asked by interviewer to me as well. What is prefix app, and how to change this while generating a new Angular application? So I had already told you about this prefix. So whenever we are generating an application, this prefix will come, and for example app.component.ts, so this is the default prefix, so we can change it, and we'll discuss how to change it. And please comment in the comment section of the video also what is the command to change this prefix. Okay, thank you so much, and please keep on watching the videos of know how to. Please subscribe, and happy coding, and don't forget to check our blog also. Thank you.